Everything has changed since Joe Giudice was deported and removed from the Real Housewives of New Jersey television gold was achieved by the father of four Giudice. Joe provided viewers with a plethora of material to work with, including his attempt at acrobatics that resulted in a chipped tooth and his charges toward his brother-in-law Joe Gorga reminiscent of a fierce bull. He has been comparatively silent since relocating to the Bahamas. Quite recently, he resolved to express his views regarding his ex-wife's brother and his wife Melissa Gorga. Joe recently addressed his laundry list of grievances with Joe and Melissa during an appearance on the Reality Court podcast. The former resident of New Jersey initially asserted that Joe Gorga was comparable to a real housewife, stating he adores that nonsense. Joe Giudice is still expressing his opinion despite the fact that he is thousands of miles away. It appears that there is no loss of affection between these two families. It was only natural to inquire whether Juicy Joe ever anticipated a reconciliation in their future, yet I believe that admirers can anticipate the response. In other words, Joe expressed uncertainty. It is unclear to me what his issue is, and you are aware that she is his sole sibling. I mean, I am completely unaware of his situation. Melissa was blamed once more, as was expected. In all honesty, Joe believes that his wife is extremely envious of Teresa for whatever reason. Joe Gorga is also present. I am unaware of the reason. That is simply peculiar. I am uncomfortable engaging in the matter, as I am not particularly interested. The Gorga's introduction to the Real Housewives of New Jersey in Season 3 was the start of the trouble. As viewers will recollect, Teresa Giudice has consistently maintained that her brother failed to notify her of her casting, which has remained a bitter taste in her mouth for the years to come. Joe then implied that the Gorgas required the Bravo franchise because they were finally earning a solid income. As the conversation progressed, nevertheless, Joe Giudice continued to express his admiration for his former brother-in-law despite the thick shadow he learned from me. The contractor observed of Joe Gorga, who was a diligent worker. As per Joe, he imparted a significant amount of knowledge to him. A diligent individual. Joe Giudice chuckle. He is still working every day till this day. A love-hate relationship has existed between the two Joes from the beginning. Following Tree's assertion that her sibling was a disappointment, an all-out altercation ensued during Season 3. Fans observed the incident. Joe Gorga was incensed and responded by clapping, stating, "I will not remain with individuals of your caliber." The stern words were sufficient to incite Joe Giudice, who returned to the room with a fiery temper and began to throw fists. In later seasons, Juicy Joe was observed labeling Melissa "raccoon face." I find it amusing that Joe Giudice believes he is the ideal individual to provide an analysis of the Gorgas. Teresa disclosed her decision to exclude her brother and sister-in-law from her life over a year ago during an interview with the Turning Tables podcast in the new year. The author of The Skinny Italian was dissatisfied with her brother's previous assertions that he had assisted her during difficult times. She observed, "I don't require him for anything. I was responsible for all tasks independently. Even his vehicle was transferred to me by Joe Giudice. I gave him Joe's truck as a gesture of gratitude for the work he did at my home." The mother of four continued, "My ex-partner inquired, 'Did your brother take the truck?' He was extremely angry because he was of the opinion that you could have sold that truck and kept the money for yourself. He never provided me with anything. According to Trey, he has not even brought me a birthday gift. Nothing. I mean, after he married Melissa, I don't believe so." She continued, "In the past, I believe he would purchase me birthday gifts before Melissa, after Melissa. However, there was no. It is a matter of pride for me to have accomplished all tasks independently, and my daughters are aware of this fact. One thing is certain, despite their divorce, Teresa and Joe Giudice maintain a unified front in their representation of Gorga's narrative."